Emmanuel, God is with us. Emmanuel, God is with us. It is spring bulb season's clearance sale. It's that time of the year where you can get your clearance sales on. And so I've got pretty much a whole spring garden here. All of this came from Bluestein, let me see what's the name of this company. Bluestone Perennials. Their perennials are very expensive. Their bulbs are extremely cheap to start with. So when they have their clearance sale, because they're in Ohio, they can't put anything in the ground after probably the month of October, and it probably gets so cold in the month of November. If the bulbs aren't in the ground, they freeze. So they have their clearance sale in October. But not to worry, everybody will be having a clearance sale from now until January, depending on where they are located. Different companies will have their clearance sale. And I gotta give you this little tip. If you buy bulbs from a place in January, they have been cold treated, because all these bulbs come from cold places. And in January, if you buy them, you're like, oh, I don't have time to cold treat them. If you're in an area where you have to cold treat, they've been cold treated. They've been in a cold place. Trust me. Nobody's warming up their spring bulbs. Nobody's paying for a heater for the spring bulbs warehouse. So that's why they got rid of theirs. So we'll start with the alliums. We're just going to pull out what we come to first. And I got 20 alliums for, I think, $6, which is pretty good, because usually you pay $6 for 3. So that's like a 80% savings. Pretty good. Or 75% savings. Something like that. I'm not going to rack my brain. This was the only allium I knew I wanted in here, and I was somewhat interested in this one. I don't know about this one, and I think that one is ugly. It looks more like celosia than it does an allium. Look at it. But I might change my mind later. This particular mix is called Baby You're Fireworks, and it is all tall. They're between 20 and 40 inches tall, so 2 to 4 feet, about 2 to 4 feet tall. Well, 2 to 3.5 feet. Okay? And this mix says that it is good for zone 9. I am in zone 10, which is why I got it, because some of these on some websites say they're just fine in zone 10. Okay? So if you are in zone 10, you have to be very careful what alliums you buy, because many of them don't even flower in our zone, you know. Here's what the bulbs look like. They're a little teeny tiny thing, and as you can see, they're already going for it. So they need to be planted out. And those that don't flower in my zone, I won't worry about. This is smooth sailing. I've seen this mix available at several different sites, not just at the Bluestone site. And let me see if they have. Okay, so this is Van Bloom Gardens. It's Muscari and Jonquilla Narcissus. This is a product of Holland, and it is a mid-spring bloomer. Now that's another thing. When you're in zone 9 and 10, you guys, I'm sorry, I'm not taking care of myself real good. I'm doing the basics. I'm praying, you know, doing my spiritual things, but as far as the body, she's on her own. Okay, so yeah, I'm just toe up and ratchet. I'm not going anywhere. Sitting up in this house, buying bulbs online. You know, That's what's going on here. I haven't been doing my nails. I washed my hair, put it right back in the same old ponytail. Who cares? Who can see me? You know, I'm washing my robes and my house dresses. I wanted to go buy some more house dresses, but yeah, I watched the news and it didn't sound too good. Okay, they say in my zone 8 to 10, you plant these in November to December. Okay, fair enough. They're about right because it's 50 degrees now. And at nighttime, it's 50 degrees. But where I plant mine is in partial shade. So it is 50 degrees in that shady spot right now. And you get 25 bulbs in here. Some of them are muscari, and then you got two different narcissus. Jonquil. Jonquils grow into zone 9, and that is why I got this kind. I can't get every narcissi. Some only go to zone 8, and I don't have time to be trying to cold chill narcissi. I get my, I don't have time for that madness. I'm not even doing my nails. Do you really think I'm going to be sitting up here trying to do stuff like that? Okay, so let's see. I know what the bulbs of... I see the... Okay, that's a narcissus bulb. I know that because I know the shape of it. But see, those are tiny little bulbs. They're tiny little bulbs. I thought I would be able to tell the difference between the muscari and the narcissus. I have grown muscari with no chill in part shade, but it didn't come back for me. But I don't know if that's because the dog ate it or the rodents ate it, because muscari are edible. So that might have been the case. But this one says, and some places they say zone 8. Other places they say zone 9. I'm going to take my chances because I'm not going to work hard for some daffodils. I'm just not. That's all it is to it. I'm going to put them in partial shade and let them come if they come. And if they don't, oh well, let's see. Is this mid? Oh, this is early to mid-spring. So, okay. So they're, as soon as winter's over, they're going for it. So I'm not going to chill these. We'll see what we get. Everything in here was half off. That's a product of Holland. Let me see what the other ones are, because they don't tell you this stuff online. This is a product of Holland. And let's keep going. Oh, I was watching Sarah Raven. I didn't even know about this. And I'm not a big ornamental allium grower. But she showed how she made a Christmas tree and decorated it with allium blooms. And that sold me because, I'm cheap. And so these are good decorations. She showed how she did it. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. So I bought these at half off. And they gave me 3 bulbs. These, even though they said these are good until zone 9, on other sites they say till zone 10. So this is one of the few alliums that grow in warmer zones. They say 16 to they say 1 to 2 foot tall. A lot of places say these grow on the shorter side if you don't have a lot of nutrients. And I'm really excited about them. These are a product of Holland. The bulbs look great. It looks like a garlic bulb. So I'm going to have to not plant this where I plant my garlic. And you guys, from now until January, you will be able to buy tulip bulbs on discount. They won't hold them over to the next year because I don't think they'd be any good. And I just went ahead and got mine at half off. And let's see what we got in here. These are the Darwin hybrid tulips. And these are perennial tulips. Oddly enough, even though I'm in zone 10, tulips come back for me, just not with flowers. So my tulips do come back. And then I just have to, if I remember, pull them up and give them the chill hours, and they will flower. But my zone, because I'm in a Mediterranean zone, tulips like my area, and there's no such thing as bulb rot here. If the bulbs don't get eaten, they make it just fine. Now, eating is my issue. You know, if you garden, you know, folks in your yard trying to eat, you know, and a lot of creatures out there they are trying to discover food. So if my bulbs aren't there, it's usually because they've been eaten. And so sometimes I do dig up something just to stop it from being eaten. These are a mix of Darwin hybrids because there's so many Darwin hybrids. These are the most popular tulip right now. They are not a traditional tulip. They are a blend of a traditional tulip and a hybrid tulip. And this is supposed to be a perennial tulip that gets 22 inches high, so about 2 feet high. It's pretty tall for a tulip. In my area, I do better with early tulips and short tulips. I don't need anybody that needs a whole bunch of energy. This is mid-spring, so that's not really the best choice for me, quite honestly. Early tulips are better for me, but they look so pretty. This was a new tulip. I couldn't resist it. Let's see, multi-flowering tulip called Antoinette. This is one tulip that starts off yellow and then it goes to this hot pink. I shouldn't go for the gimmicks. It's also a multi-flowering tulip. It may not even look like a tulip like in this photo. That doesn't look like a tulip to me. So maybe double tulips are not what I imagine a tulip to be. But I went for it just one time because it was half off. A product of Holland, late spring. Wrong time of the year for me. I need early tulips. Okay. All of these bulbs have been in impeccable condition. You can see how healthy they look. So they kept them really well. This is Oriental mix of daffodils. It has pastel tulips in there. That is not a pastel color there. That's Jan de Bois tulip. And it is a hot pink tulip. This is City of Harlem, which is kind of hard to come by. It's a pastel butter yellow. There's one called Chicago that I'm hoping to get I'm hoping is in here because it is a pastel tulip as well. And then they got your pinks showing. I don't see any blues in here. But no matter, I have blues coming. Dun, 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 and there they are. This is a pack that has 12 bulbs, 6 hyacinths, I assume, and 6 tulips. And it's got, looks like blue delph, which is the most popular hyacinth. And then it has, looks like apricot beauty tulips. And these are early blooming tulips. Let's see what this one says. Early spring, yeah. If you'd like to know how I force hyacinth bulb, just ask. It'll be a while. Maybe in January I can show you how I force them if you want to know. If people leave a comment on here, I will remember. If, you know, more than one person is interested, over time I'll do it. This is Purissima. This is in the Fosterana tulip family, which is a very good one for my zone 10 garden. It blooms early spring, which is what I want. And it's short, see, 14 to 16 inches. And it has large blooms. Be still my heart. That's wonderful for my area. This is nonstop. This is what I normally like to buy. And this is the one time where the rule doesn't seem to work the same for me. I usually put a pack of these in a container. And after I chill them, and I kid you not, every one of them, I actually get non-stuck tulips for about 2 months times. I get blooms just popping up. Each variety will go in its own time. I love the non-stop mix. If you have a container, I highly suggest you get a non-stop mix. This mix here was the best one for my zone. They had red, purple, yellow, and pink. And both the pink and the yellow were good for my zone. I just have a little sneak peek in behind me. I'm in my little secret garden. And my pumpkin has set. Yes, yes, I have a pumpkin patch now. God is good. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching my video. And Jesus loves you. And I love you with all the Jesus in me. Be blessed, beautiful.